Hey, my name's Kiki, and welcome to my channel. Or if you found me from my other video, then welcome back, and I appreciate you for sticking around. So, bullies really kind of aren't very awesome. Now, bullying has probably been around since the cavemen times. Like, the cavemen were definitely out here bullying each other. And, of course, there's that saying that goes, bullying is just a normal part of life. And with the internet, cyberbullying has just become so normalized. People lack a lot of empathy because it seems that they're just talking through a screen and not to an actual person, and they really don't care about causing harm to somebody else. Maybe you yourself have experienced bullying, or maybe somebody you know, and you probably know that it absolutely sucks. And it can really suck when you also have to deal with school. When you are being constantly bullied or berated or made to feel less than others, you may have sleepless nights. You may be struggling to keep up with your schoolwork because of all of your anxiety or maybe depression. This is actually what happened to me when I was in 7th grade. So back then, when I was in middle school, I was bullied by these two girls. And I guess the reason being was my boyfriend at the time, he had a very loud personality, and he would get on a lot of people's nerves. Unfortunately, he messed with some of the wrong people, and I guess these girls were one of them. They started to hate him and me. In middle school, I was a very quiet person. I was very non-confrontational. I always stuck in my own lane. I barely even talked to people, to be honest. So the fact that they wanted to pick on me just because they wanted to get at my boyfriend in some way, it was weird. But they would call me names, they would get other people to crowd around me sometimes, they would threaten me, they were just really malicious towards me, and I really never even did anything to them, besides just being with somebody that they didn't like. But the thing is, I allowed myself to fall into despair because of this. I never really stuck up for myself. The most I did to help myself with that situation was to tell a trusted adult. But even then, the adults actually didn't do anything about it, which isn't a big surprise for the American public school system. But I became depressed. I even stopped praying and following Christ because of all the despair I felt for the situation. And I wouldn't even come back to him until years and years later, but that's a story for a different time. But there are a few different ways that you can handle bullying, and that's falling into despair, finding external help, or standing up for yourself. And that last one is actually the path my sister would end up taking when she got bullied. So my sister, who was in 7th grade, the same time I was getting bullied, just a few months ago was being picked on by this girl constantly every single day. So this girl would come to school, she would hit my sister on the head, and then she would call her some sort of name and walk away. This had been going on for a while, and my sister decided to do something about it. One of the days the girl tried to hit her again. My sister actually fought her, beat her, and won. And mind you, she had been in jiu-jitsu for quite a while. And after that fight, this girl actually started respecting my sister. She was nicer to her. She even wanted to be friends with my sister. My sister had really stuck up for herself, showed her self-worth, and showed that she's not to be messed with. And now, while I don't condone violence, I would highly prefer her sticking up for herself instead of falling into despair like I had done. So, I guess the conclusion is, beat your bullies. Just kidding, but you should really stick up for yourself if you are being bullied, and don't let yourself fall into despair because it's not worth it, and you are definitely worth it. So, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please subscribe and like. Thank you!